Last time we talked about the Ark.
What is it?
What Nikolads wants most in the world and what we're going to catch him by.
That's all we know.
We know the Ark is hidden somewhere inside the Georgian presidential palace, and we know Varlam Kristavi is letting him take it.
Who's Kristavi?
The new president of Georgia, pushed into power by our friends at the CIA.
It doesn't make sense.
We'll do the thinking. Your primary mission in Georgia will be Nikolads. We get him and the game's over. The good guys win.
Were you talking to Lambert?
Yeah. How soon before we touch down in Georgia?
We don't. You'll be making a halo jump.
Goody.
Dad, is that you?
Sarah? It's good to hear your voice.
Are you coming home? The TV said you guys beat Nikolad.
It's not that simple.
So you're not coming home?
No, honey, not yet. But soon.
A collective sigh of relief as the U.S. returned to a state of amicable diplomacy with China. The swift action of the CIA and Chinese intelligence revealed a splinter faction of the Chinese military covertly supporting the Georgian information crisis, declaring a national day of mourning for those lost in the Georgian information crisis. Confirms the consummate defeat of Kombain Nikolads' cyber warriors. The acts of information terrorism have come to an end. And in a ceremony later today, President Bowers will be issuing an official thanks to the CIA, FBI, and U.S. Special Forces for their role in bringing an end to the crisis. Though his whereabouts are still unknown, Kombain Nikolads is essentially powerless.
We have torn off the scorpion's claws. We have severed his tail, and he cannot stay hidden for long.
Welcome back to Georgia, Fisher. Our cleanest path to the Ark is President Kristavi's records. Details on your OPSAT.
What if Kristavi gets in my way?
Don't touch him. He's copacetic with the CIA. If Kristavi dies, the mission's over.
What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome to the final mission for our Splinter Cell no knockout hard kind of invisible ghost walkthrough. So, check this out. You can complete this entire mission without taking anyone out. The only thing that you have to do is obviously kill the main objective, but that is it. Everything else you can get around, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. This wasn't easy, but it also wasn't super tough like some of the other missions. The hardest thing right here is just getting through this little parkour section, as you're probably going to die a few times. It's just the way that the game is programmed and whatnot. It's really hard to do some of this parkour stuff, especially when you're trying to leap jump from one area to the next. Sometimes you can calculate the wrong angle and then you'll accidentally fall to your death. But other than that, it won't be too bad. So once we get up here, all I can say is that this is not how it's going to happen for you. Is maybe you'll get lucky. If the enemies seem like they're in this type of orientation when you come up to the part that I tell you, then that means you should be able to get through it exactly like I do. But there is a lot of what ifs. It always depends on where the enemies are when you hit this save point right here. That will depend pretty much where these enemies are going to be. So if you're in the same spot, this is how you're going to want to do it. Otherwise, it's going to be different.
Why don't you clean up after your dog? Who is that? Get that damn spotlight out of my eyes, you filthy sniper!
Notice how all the enemies are on the right side, so that's not always going to happen. Sometimes these enemies are going to be on the left.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
So just watch out for the flashlight. And make sure you're moving slowly. The dogs will start to follow you automatically. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you're quick, you're good. You're going to make a little bit of noise here. That is to get this guy's attention so he'll come and inspect it. Quickly, if you've done everything in the amount of time that I have, get over to here and hurry up and get to this code. This code will always be the same, so whatever you see me enter, 2126 will always be the code. If you do it quick enough, you can get to this point and have this ready. The other guard that you distracted, he's still in the other area. So once this guy turns around, you're free to move to the left, and you can get through this section without any problems. Hopefully it'll work out the same way as it will for you. So this next bit up ahead is pretty simple. All you want to do is go to the far side of the room to trigger the next thing, and then immediately come back. Stand on the left side of this door. Do not stand on the right side of the door. If you do in the right side of the door, the guard that comes over to that area will trigger the laser, and then for some reason, just because you're close to it, you'll automatically be seen. There's going to be a total of 4 guards that come out of this door. So wait to the 4th one. Just turn around and make sure that no one is looking in your direction. And as you can see, you should be able to get through here with no problem. Here, if you can do a jump correctly, you can make this a lot easier, but sometimes Sam will jump to the left, sometimes he'll jump to the right. So in this instance, he jumped on the left side to the right. If he does that, just shimmy along the way. As you'll see, there are 3 lasers right here, so obviously you can't jump them. You're just going to need to keep moving, and you don't even need to let go. Just keep moving to the left, and Sam will automatically let go. Jump up here as well, as there's other lasers, and then we'll move on into the next section, which you want to do exactly what I do in order to be able to pass this.
Those aren't palace guards. Some kind of special forces.
Georgian elite, probably Kristavi's men, which would suggest Nikolai's local.
Does that affect my game?
No. Find those interrogation files. And Kristavi's men aren't going to be much friendlier than Nikolai's. You're authorized for lethal force.
Now, if you do everything the way that I just did, this is how it's going to work. If you wait till he's past that pole that you saw him at as soon as I started going, then he will not hear you, and you are good to go. Sometimes the guard below can hear you, but a lot of times he doesn't. He doesn't really matter. Even if he does hear you a little bit, it doesn't matter. You're going to be fine.
Kristavi doesn't want anybody to know everything about it.
So you're going to go up here, move slow enough to where you're not making too much noise, and you're going to be able to get this code without knocking him out, because we already have the code, so I'm just going to tell you what the code is. 7002. If you do that and just kind of inch your way forward. Now, you do originally get the code off of this guy, so you do have to knock him out once to get the code, but if you already know the code, then you're fine. So you're going to have to wait a little bit here, as it all depends on how long it took you to get through the room before, because you have to wait until they come to this point. Then they're going to start going back, and then the 2 guys are going to come out, one on the left first, and then one on the right. Wait till the one on the right is coming out. Make sure you guys click join to help us out. This is what we do for a living here on YouTube. So click that join button. There are 4 different tiers that you can join. It's just like Twitch subscriptions. It helps us out and allows us to continue to make these awesome videos for you guys. This is what we do for a living, meaning that if we're not able to sustain it, obviously we're going to have to not be able to do YouTube pretty much in order to... So we want to be able to continue, so just if you can help out, it always does help. If you can't, just make sure you always leave a like and you share the video as much as possible. If you've done everything the way that I've done, you should have no problem getting around the camera. The timing-wise should be perfect. And then just use your lockpick to get through here. This next section is not difficult at all. You just need to be as quick as you possibly can be. Now, the Xbox and PC versions are a little different, and this will not be the same exact way on the PC version. So as soon as you jump here, start running and go as fast as you can. If you take too much time, he will see you every time you're on this laptop. But if you do it now at the point that I did, he will get a little glimpse, but he won't go into aggro mode. And you're good to go.
What?
The Ark is a SATM.
What?
A special atomic demolition munition.
You mean a nuclear suitcase bomb?
Yeah. I'll get back to you.
Obviously, we're going to wait for this. Be a little patient.
The Ark is the mission, Fisher. Get it. It's in a safe inside a vault in the library, locked by scanner to Nikolai's retina.
So I'm going to need Nikolai's alive to get the Ark.
Maybe it
That's
was
right.
part of this Nikolai's business.
Wait till the guard turns. And make sure the camera is facing in the different direction. There's going to be one guy that comes through this area here. Stick to the right side and get up against the wall and uncrouch. He should move exactly by you without actually seeing you or hearing you. And you've pretty much made it through this section. You got one camera to worry about, but you're in the dark enough to where you can just continually move, even if the camera is looking right in your direction. And we're going to move on to the second part of the level. Here, you're going to have the code inside your OPSAT.
Nikolaj is inside. Everybody at alert. We are retrieving the Ark. Be ready to get out of here.
6676. You're going to get all the way up here. Now, these guards can be doing different things. A lot of the time, they bunch together, but sometimes they could be at an equal spacing apart. So I can only give you the strategy for when they're a little bit bunched together, but if they're a little spaced apart, you just got to kind of be on the lookout and go when you think you can go, right? A lot of stealth has to do with a lot of just kind of getting a feel for everything. So stay close to these guys. As soon as he turns, then go ahead and switch the object and go ahead and set your elevator to down. Sometimes this guy can see you, so if you are spotted, just start it over. This next section is really tough, the next two sections. But we'll show you how to get through it with no problems.
We have an intruder. Some kind of American commando. Get Nikolaj into the vault. Keep his head down until we take care of this.
This is an automatic detection. Here, you're going to move forward, to the right, keep going, do not stop, move as fast as you can, and you will not get hit. A lot of people are going to be like, whoa, how did you just do that? Because that's a tough little thing. Just do exactly what I do. You'll do it every time. Here, I'm going to use the Air 4 round on Nikolaj, because I don't want him to actually detect me, even though it doesn't matter. But I think it's fun to just kind of knock him out a little bit. Even though we're not knocking him out, we're just using one. Just to keep him still. And then we're going to go ahead and interrogate him.
Tell me about the Ark.
Let me walk away. I can make you rich.
I know what it is. I want to know where it came from.
This gets you nowhere.
What are you going to do with it?
With what?
The Ark. Where are you going to detonate it?
Kill me or let me go. What you're doing now is hopeless.
Tell me about the Ark.
This is pure. I'll say no more.
Nobody move.
Hands in the air! Nobody move! Nobody move!
Switch to your smoke grenades.
And who is your friend? An American?
And wait.
Ask him.
You will give us the Ark.
I am not God.
You will give us the Ark.
I honestly don't know what you are speaking of.
Kristavi knows it is a nuclear suitcase bomb, and he knows you have it.
Clever man. Does he know that it is already in America?
What?
The Ark is not here.
Keep talking.
The only thing in this vault is the activation key. The bomb itself is in America. If Kristavi guarantees my freedom, I'll tell you where to find the Ark.
Give us the activation key.
This spy has the key, this American. You'll have to take it from him. I can give you the location, but only on the condition of my safety and freedom.
Agreed. You two, escort Mr. Nikolaj out of the library. You. Who are you?
Don't talk, Fisher. We're arranging for a blackout in 5 seconds. Make the most of it.
When he counts down and you hear 2, that's when you want to move forward.
The Ark. You can hand it to me, or I can take it from your corpse. You have 5 seconds to decide. 4 seconds. 3, 2...
Do what I do. We're going to throw 2 smoke grenades to the right. And then Air 4 around. Hit him. Keep moving, and there you go. A lot harder than it looks.
Fisher, we can't let Nikolaj walk away.
He really knows what the Ark is.
Yes. We can't let him live with that information.
An intruder, an American, a spy is loose in the building. All troops, full alert.
As I said, that could take you a while to get. So remember, 2 smoke grenades to the right. Immediately go to airfoil. Keep moving while you're shooting the airfoil round, or else you still might get shot. Wait till that guard is past that pillar, the 3rd one, and then you're good to go.
The American is carrying intelligence vital to the safety of our nation. His capture or death is our highest imperative.
All I can say is it's going to take you a while before that actually works, but I promise you will be able to get it.
Let me be as clear as possible. Snipe Nicolaides from there. Do it now. Don't miss. You probably won't get a second chance at this.
Pretty easy headshot.
Sharp work, Fisher. It's time to get scarce. That data you're carrying is the last of it.
Investigate and
Nicolaides' threat against the U.S.
Here, you're just going to move as quickly as you can
Shots fired in Kristavi's office.
and get up against the table.
What's Kristavi's status? Cover President Kristavi.
Now, the reason we're up against this table instead of like what I did on my last walkthrough of this game is because this is a spot that you can get, one of the only spots where you're still kind of invisible.
Assassin in the palace. I need all men. Possible multiple shooters.
There you go, ladies and gents. Follow the rest of it, and you should complete the level.
Don't let the shooter lead the palace. Lethal force. The assassin is top priority. Where's Nicolaides? Who's covering Nicolaides? Unconfirmed report that Nicolaides has been shot. Nicolaides is dead. Repeat, Nicolaides is down. Find the assassin.
Make sure you land soft here.
Kitchen and dining hall are clear. The assassin vanished.
There you go, ladies and gents. Intelligence gained from the Georgian presidential palace identified the Ark as a special atomic munitions device. The fact that it was already in place a short distance from Washington, D.C. made Nicolaides a clear threat of the safety of the American people. In accordance with the Fifth Freedom, that threat was neutralized. Good job.
An 8-story apartment building and surrounding 4 blocks in Hopegate, Maryland, were evacuated today by the National Guard. Authorities cited a gas leak as the reason for the evacuation, stressing that today's events had no relation whatsoever to Completed Nicolaides or the Georgian information crisis. Hopegate, less than half an hour from downtown Washington, D.C., will, since the recovery and confirmed identity of President Completed Nicolaides' corpse 5 days ago. Palace guards fatally shot President Nicolaides in the midst of what appears to have been an attempted ousting of acting President Varlam Kristavi. In a press conference this morning, U.S. President Bowers lauded the American people for their courage.
We were injured, we stumbled, but we did not fall. The world knows no hardship or terror that American tenacity cannot overcome. The world knows no problem that American ingenuity cannot solve. And so I extend my deepest admiration to every U.S. citizen of the world, to every civilian and every soldier standing firm against the terror and tyrannies of wicked men. History will not forget your resolve. History will not forget your resolve.
Dad, what's going on? You haven't laughed since the Reagan administration.
It's nothing. Forget about it.
We have kept the bright flame
That's the
of
secure
American
line, honey.
freedom
It's for me.
burning throughout the world. May God clear our vision and strengthen our minds for the work to come. And may God bless America.
You're not leaving again, are you, Dad?
Hello, Lambert.
All right, Fisher, we'll get through this as quickly as possible. We'll start simple. Climb up onto that ledge, over that pool.
So I decided to go ahead and add the little Easter egg at the beginning of the game. This is the training level, and I know a lot of you had asked in my first training mission video to show the Easter egg, so I thought, well, we would show it at the end of this one. So hopefully you guys enjoy. So just do a little jump over to this side. The code is 5656, and you get the chance to speak to Grim. Thanks again, guys, for watching the walkthrough. Hopefully you all enjoyed it.
Who are you?
You must be Sam Fisher. I'm Anna Grimm's daughter. Pleased to meet you.
3rd Echelon lead programmer.
You've done your homework.
Some of it. I'm still a little foggy on my OPSAT.
The Operation Satellite Uplink. Basically just a multi-million tax dollar PDA, but it'll tally everything you'll need to know to complete your missions, so make sure you're comfortable with the interface. No need to introduce yourself. I've already got an earful of your history from Lambert.
I'm not as mean as he says.
On the contrary, the man thinks you should be canonized.
What? The saint of shady causes.
I don't know. How about the saint of well-directed sins?
You were involved with Second Echelon, right?
Yeah, briefly. I had some ideological differences.
Like what?
It didn't respect the human element.
Were you there for the burnout in 2000?
Yeah. But I don't even have clearance to think about it. Good luck on the course.
God damn it, Fisher, I went out on a limb to get you recruited for this detail. What the hell are you thinking? You're fired. You're out of the agency. Game over.
Sam Fisher will return, and so will Sinistrano 1 in Pandora tomorrow. Peace out.